That's called changes. We are just delighted whenever you show up. Please, please take your seat. Take a little rest in the midst of your day, or at the beginning of your day, whenever it is you come to us. And know that you're extremely welcome here if you come with a good heart and good intentions. You don't need your burdens, just put them down for a while and snuggle into our imaginary chair. Well, our chair is real, but it might be for you to imagine to sit in it. Anyway, this is chapter 103 called Changes. Here we go. The next morning, the driver and Aki picked Marie up at the airport. Marie ran into Aki's open-hearted welcome. It was a bright summer day in Paris, and they went back to the car, and Aki told her that he had to go to work after he dropped her off at the penthouse, but that he would be home this evening, and she should decide where she would like to go for dinner. I had planned to be home today with you, but something important has arisen, and I find that I must go in, he said with an apologetic look. Uncle Aki, as much as I would like to spend the whole day with you, in truth, I'm pretty tired. I will probably sleep most of the day away anyway. I told my friends to expect me tomorrow rather than today, so that we would have the flexibility. Don't give it another thought. But if you can come home early, I won't complain, she finished with twinkling eyes. All the way back, they caught up on how her family was doing. Aki was genuinely delighted once he got over the shock that Colette was pregnant. How did Bertie take it? He asked. Oh, you know Bertie. He keeps insisting that the babies should be named Bert and Rand, she said with a giggle. He said that Mar and Ree would just sound silly. Mama and Oscar just kept responding that something sounds silly around here anyway. Philippe has seen us up close now, and he just keeps trying to keep up with the craziness. He's such a good sport. I adore that guy. How will he ever put up with Bertie? She laughed. Aki laughed and shook his head. He'll be fine. He's a terrific friend. The driver reflected once more about how often Aki laughed when that girl was home, and how seldomly he laughed when she was not. Before they knew it, they were in front of their building, and the driver walked Marie into the doorman, who smiled with joy at seeing her, and she called, "Vincent!" making him smile even more happily. He summoned the elevator. Uncle Aki went back to the car, and he left with the driver for his office. Marie entered the penthouse, and Lena, the maid, was there to welcome her. She told Marie that she had been to the patisserie, and there were croissants and fresh fruit on the table in the kitchen, and fresh coffee too. Your uncle hired a decorator over the summer, and her work is now complete. You might like to take a look around. Marie was curious, so after taking her suitcase to her room, she wondered what had changed. Everything seemed to be the same. She looked longingly at the grand piano in the salon, and nothing had changed in there. Then Marie reached Paulette's boudoir. It was no longer the over-decorated, hyper-modern room it had been. It was now a sedate and very simple guest room, with 2 double beds. It reminded Marie of Monet's water lilies. The closets had been cleaned out. The art that had been in the room was no longer there. It was a beautiful room, a sedate room, a new start. Nothing else seemed to have changed, though. When Marie went into the kitchen for a croissant, she was surprised by the changes in there as well. The bright wild wallpaper that had been on the walls was gone. The walls were painted in a simple wide stripe. The curtains were simple and in another stripe that matched. Marie raised her eyebrows, indicating that she had noticed, and she asked if Lena liked the new room. Lena said that she really liked it. It's easier to work in for some reason, if that makes sense. She had been pleasantly surprised by the changes, and she felt that her mood was better in the kitchen. Marie told her that she loved the change. Lena said that about a week after Marie had left, Uncle Aki had said that it was time to turn a new leaf. He said that he wanted his home to be a place for the living, not a shrine to the dead. He asked Lena to pack up Paulette's clothing and to bring any art, jewelry, and written material to his office, and he would sort through it. Lena said, I think he asked Madame Gagnon for the name of her decorator, because he told me that Francois's home was warm and welcoming in a way that he wanted this one to be. It was finished about 2 weeks ago, and I think Monsieur Aki is very happy with the changes. He wanted them to be completed before you returned. Fatigue caught up with Marie, and she went to her room and laid down on her bed. She awoke mid-afternoon with the sun streaming in through her windows. In the interim, Uncle Aki reached his office, and just before he would have exited the vehicle at the back entrance that he normally used, he asked the driver to make a detour and take him to Francois Gagnon's office. That's the end of this chapter. We thank you for coming. We look forward to seeing you for chapter 104, Connecting the Dots.